ends up working out for him as he does get the RBI. Planty, the designated hitter, hitting in the cleanup spot today. Dobmeyer was taking a while, so he asked for time, stepped out. Dobmeyer looking in. Now comes set. Took him a while to get the signs. Corvallis, the first runner on second base today, so they've got to work out the system that they're working with here today to prevent the runners from picking up on it as Planty takes the first pitch for a ball. So 1 out. Corvallis standing on second base for the Pippins. They already scored a run here. Chase Graves. The 1-0 swung on and fouled off behind the stands on the third base side. Into the parking lot. Someone's going to get a souvenir. Hopefully it doesn't do more damage than it's worth. 1-1 count for Austin Planty. Another guy coming out of a junior college who's committed to play at a 4-year next year. Just came from the College of Southern Nevada. Dobmeyer set. Here's the 1-1. That one taken low by Planty, and it's now 2-1. Pippins jumping out to an early lead. Dylan Bishop, the starting pitcher, went 3 up, 3 down. 2 groundouts to second base, and then a looking strike 3 to end that inning. So here's the 2-1 from Dobmeyer to Planty. That one taken in the dirt as well, and it's 3-1. Had 14 walks on the season at the College of Southern Nevada. Committed to play at Washington State University. So he'll end up being a little more local, though he is actually originally from Lake Travis, Texas. So he's all over the map here. 3-1 from Dobmeyer. And that one taken for ball 4. Austin Planty on with a walk. Tanner Smith calls time. He'll head out to have a conversation with Dobmeyer. As the Pippins now have runners on first and second, just 1 out. And they are up 1-0. Long conversation as Poivert joins in on the mound. So the number 5 hitter for the Pippins, the left fielder Noah Williamson. Was talking to him before the game. He was one of the first guys in the clubhouse, believe it or not. Just so excited to get back to playing after spending much of the last few years not being able to play in college-level action. The first pitch fouled, tipped by Williamson. It's an 0-1 count. Chase Graves started the inning by reaching on an error, then moved over to third when Connor Corvallis hit a base hit. Was later brought around to score by Donald Saltabon Jr. on a check swing that made contact. That one swung on in the dirt by Noah Williamson, who now falls behind 0-2. Ball trickled down the first base line. The grass very close to the chalk lines here at Yakima County Stadium. So if it rolls, there's not a lot of room for it to get into some dirt where it might hit a rock or keep rolling. It kind of dies down in that grass in the infield. They did pick it up and throw Saltabon out at first, but Chase Graves crosses the plate nonetheless. This one swung on high into the air. It won't be deep enough to really move any of the runners over as the left fielder Brandon King ranges over. Travis Bazana right behind him just in case, but King does make the catch. So 2 outs for the Pippins as the catcher, Michael Carpentier Jr., steps to the plate, a lefty himself, attending California Baptist University. 2 outs for the Pippins, 2 on, runners on first and second for the catcher. Dobmeyer comes set, now delivers. Swung on, lined over, but foul past the third base bag. Head coach Kyle Crustangel, the third base coach for the Pippins. Didn't have to move too much. The first base coach, by the way, Cash Ulrich, the head assistant coach for the Pippins. Oh, 1 count, 2 outs. Pippins up by 1. Here's the pitch from Dobmeyer to Carpentier. Swung on this one, line foul off the first base side. So Carpentier does not discriminate. He'll give you souvenirs no matter what side of the field you're sitting on. He's now behind 0-2. Dobmeyer, after a little bit of damage early on in the first inning, looking to escape the jam here. 0-2 to Carpentier. He comes set. That one taken off the outside corner. Might have been a little high as well. It's now 1-2 to the catcher. Corvallis on second, Planti on first. Dobmeyer brings the 1-2, swung on. This one lined as well, just barely curling foul. Unique dimensions here at Yakima County Stadium. To each pole, it's 293. Center field is about 406. That marker is just to the right of dead center field, but the wall is traditional distance all the way up until it gets back towards the poles. 1-2 count from Dobmeyer. That one fouled off on the left side again. That one, it looks like, hit the sunshade, the furthest sunshade down on the third base line. Out here in the valley, those sunshades really come in handy, keeping the field cool, keeping the sun out of the outfielder's eyes. It's still a 1-2 count to Carpentier. The outfield walls curl in almost straight back to home plate, right around the foul poles, as Carpentier swings and misses at a pitch up high. So he strikes out for the third out of the inning, but not before the Pippins can push across a run. They lead 1-0 as we head to the second inning. We'll be back. You are tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience
Back
our easy
inside
upfront pricing and our
Yakima
hands-on
County
training
Stadium
process
as
that will
Dylan Bishop
really
finishes
ensure
up
you have a great
his warm-up
experience
pitches. He had a quick top of the first inning, but the Pippins kind of dragged out the bottom of the first, though he won't be complaining. Leading off for Corvallis, the first baseman, Braden Boisvert. Bishop from the stretch to start the inning. That pitch taken off the outside corner for a ball by Boisvert. Boisvert, a sophomore, or has sophomore eligibility in the fall at Oregon State. That one popped up in foul territory, but playable. Bishop himself ranges over and makes the catch. Willie Lajoie kind of shakes his head. Those aren't supposed to be pitcher's balls, but Sometimes you get a pitcher who just likes to take things in his own hands. Bishop, someone who was really excited to come out, get back on the field in front of his hometown fans. Played for the Pippins a couple of years ago, but was on a short-term basis. Only made 3 appearances. The first pitch to Spencer Scott, a strike. So when I talked to him, he talked about how excited he was to be here all season long, to really get to bond with the team. That one swung on and missed by Scott, now 0-2. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Pippins lead 1-0. And so far, doing an excellent job giving the fans what they want. They go off the outside corner to try to catch Scott swinging. But he takes it for a ball. 1-2 count here with 1 out in the top of the second. Bishop working quickly. Delivers. Hard grounder between the shortstop and third baseman. And Scott is on with a base hit as Williamson tosses that one into the infield. Trey Hageman, the third baseman, will step to the plate. Hageman, a right-hander. Scott quick to take his lead off at first base. We'll see if he tries to test Bishop here. Bishop looks over and now comes set. The first pitch to Hageman, a high fastball. Gets him swinging for strike number 1. When I talked to Bishop before today's game, he told me he's mainly a fastball pitcher. It's what he likes to throw. And he's big on command. That one taken for a strike. The back pick to first. Close, but Scott does get in there. That is a tough call to make in a 2-umpire system like we have here in the West Coast League. That back pick, Lajoie got the tag down quickly. But because Scott is sliding back in, the umpire is almost blocked from his vantage point. That pitch taken for a ball to Trey Hageman. One ball, 2 strikes as the scoreboard there missed the late strike call on the second pitch there to Hageman, but it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one taken for a ball, low outside corner, so it's now 2-2 to Trey Hageman. 1 out. Spencer Scott standing on first base, takes his lead. Bishop looks over. Extra long look there, now comes set. The 2-2 from Bishop. That one almost a bloop line drive. Marenko didn't have to move at all, makes the catch. Thought about going over to first, but that just wasn't going to work out. Scott recognized what was happening and got back quickly. So here comes Brandon King, the left fielder, also a right-hander here for the Knights. Bishop throws over that time. Scott, a little less dramatic as he gets back in there with plenty of time. The 2 outs, bottom of the second. Spencer Scott does get on with a base hit, the second batter of the inning. He's on first. That one taken for a strike by Brandon King. Was the first base hit given up by Bishop here in this game and of the 2021 season. Pippins scored the first run in the bottom of the first. The 0-1 taken for a ball by King. Bishop set. Here's the 1-1. Taken off the outside corner by King, and he's now behind 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brandon King. And we'll see if Bishop turns to a breaking ball here to try to get him swinging. The pitch taken, and he's rung up looking, the second time that an inning has been ended by Dylan Bishop catching the batter looking. They throw down to second, didn't matter anyways. The inning is over. The Corvallis Knights this time get another batter to step to the plate. as it's 4 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the second. The Pippins' second chance at bat. It'll be Shanks, Lazois, and Marenko to start things off. We'll be right back. You are listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com
We return to
and connect
action
to over
at
88
Yakima
cities
County
today.
Stadium. I'm Chris Rosato Jr. bringing you all of the action live here from the Orchard. The Pippins lead 1-0 as we head into the bottom of the second inning. It's Alex Shanks leading off from the right side. Dobmeyer, the first pitch, taken for a called strike, according to home plate umpire Jordan Smart. Eric Swift, the field umpire, standing beyond the first base bags. Shanks checks his swing on the second pitch, but called a strike by the home plate umpire, and he's now behind 0-2. Dobmeyer through the windup, delivers. This one lined into shallow right field. Coming up on it is Loveless. He does make the catch. First out of the inning. And that'll bring up Willie Lajoie from Chico State, the first baseman in today's contest. Chico State did not have a season here in 2021. So this is his first taste of college action this year. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Lajoie, right-hander. Dobmeyer delivers the 0-1. Swung on and lined down the first base line. That one does trend foul. Interesting swing from Lajoie there, as his back foot moved backwards away from home plate as he made contact with that pitch. 0-2 count now to Lajoie. 1 out. That one taken. They tried to get him swinging up high, but he lays off. The 1-2 from Dobmeyer. That one was lucky to have made it 59 feet. That one bounced out in front of the left-handed batter's box. Easily taken by Lajoie. Scouting report clearly is to try to get Lajoie to chase, but you got to bring something a little more competitive than that. Lajoie does swing at that one, a hard grounder down the third base line, and Kyle Crustangel with his first error of the season as he's unable to pick up the grounder there. Foul ball for Lajoie. So 2-2 count. Dobmeyer delivers. Lajoie swinging again. This one popped foul into the stands. Barely makes it into the general admission section in Section A. And so the count remains 2-2. Dobmeyer from the windup. That one fouled off. Tanner Smith shakes his head. Catchers always want to blame themselves for not catching foul balls that could have potentially been foul tips. That one went straight into the dirt, so though he shakes his head and might be disappointed in himself, there's really no chance he could have gloved that one. The 2-2 from Dobmeyer. Lajoie, hard grounder up the middle, goes off the glove of Hoskins, and Lajoie hot steps his way over to first base, reaching on an error. And that one, not an especially hard ground ball to field for Jake Hoskins. Nonetheless, unable to keep it in his glove. Hoskins, who just finished his first season at Lynn Benton. Kind of a younger squad. You'll see across the West Coast League, especially in these first couple of weeks, a lot of young players. Spencer Marenko steps to the plate. First pitch taken for a ball. Lajoie leads off at first base. A lot of younger players, a lot more inexperienced players, because the teams don't have their full slate of athletes. That pitch taken for a strike right down the middle of Spencer Marenko. The Pippins lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Lajoie on first, a 1-1 count for Dobmeyer. That one lined hard down the first base line. I think it one-hopped the first baseman. Nonetheless, misplayed off that odd-looking wall in right field. Lajoie will make it all the way to third. He's now gasping for air. And Spencer Marenko on with a double. Lajoie, who almost certainly thought he was done for when he hit a relatively soft ground ball to Jake Hoskins, now finds himself on third base after reaching on an error and now going first to third. That one from Spencer Marenko got past Braden Boulvert at first base really quickly as it skipped over the first base bag down the line. And then I mentioned that odd-shaped wall down in the right field and the left field line. It skipped off that. Was hard to play. So back to the top of the order, it's Chase Graves. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Ethan Lovelace out in right field. He just finished his first year at Portland. He's not used to playing it on this wall. Really, nobody is. Even the Pippins outfielders are just getting used to the stadium. As the second pitch to Graves, taken on the outside corner for a strike. So it's now 1-1, one out, runners on second and third for Chase Graves. Dobmeyer comes set and delivers. The 1-1 taken for a strike as well. Chase Graves, who reached on an error by the shortstop back in the first inning, later came around to score the only run of the game thus far. Here comes the 1-2. That one just off the outside corner. Looked like a slider that maybe started on the outside corner and then just broke away and ended up off by the time it reached Graves. So it's now a 2-2 count here with one out. Runners on second and third. Pippins looking to add to their 1-0 lead. Graves waiting for Dobmeyer. That one low and outside. An easy take for Chase Graves on that one. And the count is now full. The last thing that Jacob Dobmeyer wants to do right now is load the bases with one out. Connor Corvallis, who had a base hit back in the first inning, coming up next, and he does walk Chase Graves. Lajoie thought about going, but no miscommunication, and that could have been bad. Spencer Marenko saw Lajoie starting towards home. Lajoie a little timid on his feet there, so decided to come back probably for the best. I don't think he would have had good luck. Not exactly the most fleet of foot over at third base, but you appreciate him thinking about it at least. But he turned around, and Spencer Marenko was 3/4 of the way to third base. He had to turn around. Luckily, Tanner Smith was more worried about getting the ball back to home plate, and Jacob Dobmeyer. So by the way, by the time they got it to Dobmeyer, he turns around, and Marenko already well on his way back to second base. So regardless of the miscue, no harm done. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. The Pippins already up by one, and now Connor Corvallis steps to the plate. with the bases loaded. Corvallis, who did hit 3 home runs this year at YVC, does have a little bit of pop in his bat. Dobmeyer comes set. Hands at his belt. Now delivers. The first pitch taken outside for ball number 1. Corvallis, who's just been seeing the ball real well this season. Hit 337 for the Yaks. Walked more than he struck out. Here's the 1-0. That one taken for a ball as well. This time Lajoie does commit. He's coming home, slides head first, and scores. Lajoie had no hesitation on a ball that just barely trickled outside the dirt around home plate. You got to imagine he's got a big smile on his face now. The nerves settling down after he decided to turn around the last pass ball. (2-0) count now to Corvallis. Runners on second and third with 1 out. Dobmeyer looking to get back into things, but misses up high. It was about eye level for Corvallis. And we said the last thing he wanted to do was load the bases for Corvallis. Well, not a much better situation to load the bases for Donald Saltabon Jr. coming up next. The 3-0 taken for a strike, as Dobmeyer just trying to get back into the count here. And Corvallis happy to give up a strike here on the off chance that he would take the walk. So runners on second and third, 3-1 count to Corvallis. Pippins now up by 2 in the bottom of the second. Dobmeyer delivers. Swung on, line foul, deep past the right field pole. And that will fill the count up here with just 1 out. Some beautiful paint down on the field for opening weekend. The full count to Corvallis fouled off of either his foot or catcher Tanner Smith's shin guards. And so we'll reset for a full count again. Donald Saltabon Jr., I mentioned, third baseman. He's on deck. Corvallis, here comes the full count. That one lined into shallow right field. It won't be caught. They pick it up. 1 run is definitely going to score, and it'll be just 1 as Spencer Marenko, who had to wait to make sure that Lovelace didn't come up and make that catch, does get in. That would have been a tough play to make regardless, but he does score. Chase Graves moves over to third. So it's first and third for Saltabon. Corvallis now 2 for 2 on the day. A pair of doubles, pair of base hits for him, rather. Pippins lead 3-0 here. They scored 1 in the bottom of the first. They scored 2 so far here in the bottom of the second, just 1 out. Saltabon takes the first pitch for a ball. Tanner Smith definitely wanted that call as he hesitated before getting it back to Dobmeyer. Always hard to tell from the vantage point of the broadcaster whether a pitch may or may not have been a strike. Dobmeyer delivers the 1-0. That one swung on in the dirt. So Salty gives one back there. It's now a 1-1 count. Dobmeyer comes set, runners on the corners, 1-1 count, 1 out. And he delivers. Saltabon, that one bounced right in front of the plate and is a high chopper picked up by the second baseman, Hoskins, who quickly flips it over to Dobmeyer, who was covering first. The Pippins do push across another score as Graves is able to score on that one. Just a odd hop around home plate there, but in favor of the Pippins as it prevented the Knights from being able to turn a double play and almost prevented them from even getting an out at all. So now runner on second, it's Connor Corvallis with Austin Planti, the designated hitter, up to bat. Foul tips the first pitch he sees. Planti reached on a walk earlier today in the bottom of the first inning. The 0-1 from Dobmeyer as the Pippins now lead 4-0 over the Corvallis Knights. That one taken in the dirt for ball one, so it's a 1-1 count. Planti, the left-hander, throws and hits from the left side. Got some intriguing exit velocity numbers, certainly regarded as a power bat from the left side as he takes strike number 2 there. Though it hasn't necessarily translated directly into home runs at the college level. He's got just 2 over the past 2 years. Didn't hit any this season. But he hits the ball hard when he does connect. That one swung on a pitch in the dirt for strike number 3 and the third out of the inning. But not before the Pippins push across another 3 runs. So far, 13 batters have been sent to the plate in just 2 innings for the Pippins. Dylan Bishop back out for the top of the third. We'll be back. You are listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
We head back inside Yakima County Stadium for the top of the third inning. Dylan Bishop so far nearly flawless. Has given up just 1 base hit, the lone runner for the Knights through 2 innings. Bishop with the first pitch to Jake Hoskins, taken inside for ball number 1. Hoskins, who misplayed a grounder from Willie Lajoie. Second pitch taken for a strike. Now 1-1 count to Hoskins here to lead off the top of the third inning. What started the scoring for the Pippins. A breaking ball there from Bishop, but taken for a ball, so says Jordan Smart. Allowed Lajoie to get on. He later came around to score on a pass ball. The 2-1 taken just off the inside corner for ball number 3. Bishop will attempt to get back into things here. And he does. Filling up the count now, 3-2 to Hoskins to lead off the top of the third. The Pippins lead 4-0. The 3-2 hard grounder over to Saltabon at third. He will one-hop Lajoie in time to get Jake Hoskins out at first to start the top of the third inning. Not an easy play to make by any stretch of the imagination. Saltabon has to go back into his right to field that hard ground ball just off the third base line, then has to come up and throw across the diamond. The first pitch here from Bishop to Jacob Weiss, taken for a ball. Throws across the diamond. Bounces it in the grass well ahead of Lajoie, so he has plenty of time to make the pick, and he did, as Weiss takes strike number one. Now 1-1 count to Jacob Weiss, a designated hitter in today's contest. He represents the bottom of the order for the Knights. The 1-1 swung on. Back to Bishop. He'll underhand it to Lajoie. And Bishop again making quick work of these Knights. I started talking about earlier how the rosters aren't fully complete on opening day and really won't be for a couple of weeks, as players on postseason rosters haven't left their universities because they're still playing in the postseason. The first pitch to Ethan Lovelace, taken for a ball. They may be in postseason runs. Some of them are high school players that are still in high school. Lovelace lines one into center field, straightaway center, but shallow. Coming up on it was Chase Graves. He easily makes the catch. And back to 3 up, 3 down baseball for Dylan Bishop to send the Pippins back up to bat. Man, it just seems like they were just hitting a second ago, but they'll return to the batter's box. It'll be Williamson, Carpentier Jr., and Shanks in the bottom of the third for the Pippins.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Sure glad we went to less.
Back here at Yakima County Stadium, Noah Williamson leads things off in the bottom of the third inning. He takes the first pitch for a ball to get out ahead of Jacob Dobmeyer. Second pitch taken low as well. Now 2-0 count to Noah Williamson, who attended Everett Community College here in Washington this year, but did not play. Third pitch taken for a strike. Did not play because he transferred a little late into the season. The 2-1 from Dobmeyer, fouled off by Williamson, and it's now 2-2 count. Williamson, who flied out to left center field back in the first inning. Faces a 2-2 count from Dobmeyer. The delivery, that one swung on and missed. Thought he might have gotten a piece of it, but he did not. And that's out number 1 for the Pippins. That'll send Michael Carpentier Jr. to the plate. The backstop for the Pippins. Hasn't had too hard of a game thus far with just one base runner, though he almost did his part. Almost caught Spencer Scott on a back pick as Carpentier takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. Carpentier batting from the left side. Dobmeyer the righty with the 0-1. That one grounded back up the middle past a diving Scott. And Carpentier is on with a base hit here with one out in the bottom of the third inning. Alex Shanks, the right fielder, will step to the plate with Carpentier on first here, one out in the bottom of the third. Pippins lead 4-0, scored one in the bottom of the first off a swinging check swing bunt from Donald Saltabon Jr. that brought Chase Graves home. The first pitch to Shanks taken well outside for ball number 1. Then they continue to score 3 more in the bottom of the second inning, all started by an error from second baseman Jake Hoskins that let Willie Lajoie reach first. Spencer Marenko followed that up with a double. As here comes the 1-0 from Dobmeyer to Shanks. That one taken high for ball number 2. Marenko doubles, and then Chase Graves walks to load the bases in the bottom of the second inning. Connor Corvallis with a base hit to push across a run after Lajoie scored on a pass ball. The back pick attempt, but Carpentier back easily. The pitch was a strike to Alex Shanks, so it's a 2-1 count. Shanks, who will go back to Gonzaga in the fall, takes the 2-1 outside, now 3-1, and Dobmeyer in danger of letting a runner reach scoring position in each of the 3 innings he has pitched thus far. Or rather, he's in progress of the third inning. The 3-1 fouled off. No, not fouled off. It was hit off the end of the barrel. Nobody knew where it was. It looks like it didn't hit anyone and ended up with enough spin rolling back into fair territory. Tanner Smith, once he spotted it, picks it up, throws it over to Boisvert at first for the second out of the inning. That's the second, almost third weird play off the home plate area here in this game. Willie Lajoie now stepping to the plate. Takes pitch number 1 for a ball. Shanks hit that one right off the end of the barrel. It went back towards the catcher, but had enough spin that it came back into fair territory without hitting anyone. This one grounded over to the third base side. King picks it up, throws over to Boisvert at first to retire the side. The first time the Knights have gotten out of an inning unscathed here in the bottom of the third. We'll head to the fourth. The Pippins lead 4-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Dylan Bishop back out on the mound here in the top of the fourth inning. And why wouldn't he be? He's faced just 10 batters through the first 3 innings. Travis Bazana, the number 2 hole hitter, will bat for the Knights. Tanner Smith, the catcher, to follow, and then Braden Boisvert, the first baseman, after him. Bazana, the left-hander. Bishop with delivery, check swing, but makes contact again. Tough one for the shortstop, Connor Corvallis. He gets the throw over to Lajoie, but not in time. And Bazana with an excuse me swing ends up on first base. It's been an epidemic of that today. Check swing hits. Worked out in favor for both teams thus far. Although Saltabon Jr. on his was thrown out at first, he did get the RBI on the play. So that brings up Smith, who takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And if he had rolled his eyes any harder, they might have fallen out of his head. Bishop ahead 0-1 here for the Pippins. They lead 4-0 in the top of the fourth inning. Runner on first for Smith. The pitch is high. It's a pitch out. Down to second goes Carpentier. Would have been close, but Spencer Marenko can't hold on to the one hopper there. Bounced in the dirt just in front of second base, and he wasn't able to glove it cleanly. That pitch was taken for a ball by Tanner Smith, so Bazana with a stolen base here to move himself over into scoring position. The first runner in scoring position for the Knights here today, as Smith fouls one off deep to the right side, way past the wall and the fair pole down in right field. So it's a 1-2 count for the catcher out of Oregon State. Bazana on second. Bishop looks back, now steps off. A lot of movement from Bazana. Just stole second, maybe thinking about trying to take third. Certainly that's on the mind of Bishop, who comes set before Bazana's even off the bag. That pitch inside. Carpentier. Make sure he has a handle on it. Ball number 2 to Smith, who now has a 2-2 count against Bishop. Bishop misses outside for ball number 3. Smith did strike out looking back in the first inning. But Bishop definitely trying to keep the ball away from his bat here in this one. Full count. Taken inside for ball number 4. And the Knights now have runners on first and second here to lead off the top of the fourth inning. So that brings up Braden Boisvert, the first baseman, hitting cleanup for the Knights here today. Runners on first and second, and no outs. The best and maybe only opportunity to score so far in this one. Through 3 complete. Grounded up to the shortstop, over to second and to first. It's a 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, a terrific opportunity to potentially score a run. Turns into 2 outs, but yet a runner still on third base for the Knights. Terrific double play there, turned by Corvallis to Marenko and then Lajoie. The middle infielders, Corvallis and Spencer Marenko, both from Yakima Valley College. Certainly helps to have guys familiar with each other up the middle. Spencer Scott steps in from the right side. He takes the first pitch for a ball here with 2 outs. Here's the 1-0 from Bishop. Checks his swing, doesn't matter. Called a strike by home plate umpire Jordan Smart. So 2 outs. Travis Bazana leading off at third. 1-1 count for Bishop. This one lined into center field. Coming up on it is Graves, and he does make the catch. And the Pippins escaped the jam. They had runners on first and second with no outs, and somehow Dylan Bishop finds a way to keep things going. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. The Pippins lead 4-0. It'll be Spencer Marenko, Chase Graves, and Connor Corvallis coming up for the Pippins. We'll be back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
We're back here at Yakima County Stadium. A pitching change for the Corvallis Knights. As the Pippins lead 4-0 here, it'll be Marenko, Graves, and Corvallis. It's Sean Weiss, the relief pitcher for Corvallis. I apologize there. Didn't bring my binoculars here today. So Dobmeyer goes 3 complete, giving up 4 runs, though not all of them earned. So Spencer Marenko will step to the plate from the right side. He's the bottom of the order. It'll go 9-1-2 for the Pippins as they lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch from Weiss, taken for a strike. Hard-throwing left-hander is Weiss. Definitely a different look from Dobmeyer, who started things for the Knights. The 0-1 delivered. That one swung on, and not a very competitive swing from Marenko on that one. Was definitely guessing fastball. The shadows have started to creep up here. The shadows split the area between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Definitely not an easy situation to hit from. 0-2 is outside and taken for a ball by Marenko. Marenko, who doubled back in the 2nd inning. A 1-2 high and outside. So after getting ahead quickly, now falls behind, or rather evens things up. 2-2 count for Sean Weiss, the pitcher for Corvallis. Here comes the 2-2 from the windup, taken for strike number 3 by Spencer Marenko. I don't know how well he saw that pitch. He didn't really seem to react to it too well. He also definitely thought it was a ball, as he now talks things over with Connor Corvallis in the on-deck circle, giving him the scouting report on the lefty who just entered the game. 1 out here for the top of the order. It's Chase Graves, the center fielder. First pitch swinging, grounded up the middle to Spencer Scott, over to first. And Boisvert just does keep his toe on the bag for a quick out number 2. And the Pippins in danger of going 1-2-3 for the first time today. But in order to do that, Sean Weiss is going to have to go through Connor Corvallis, who's 2 for 2 today. Pair of base hits. Just been seeing the ball well all year long. Part of the reason he's headed to Gonzaga from Yakima Valley College. The first pitch taken by Corvallis for ball number 1. Again, the benefit of being the number 3 hitter here is Marenko had to go in blind on the left-hander Weiss. Graves didn't really get an opportunity to talk to Marenko about what he saw, as Corvallis takes ball number 2 high and outside. But on his way back, right before he got into the dugout, Corvallis stopped Spencer Marenko, asked him what he saw, what was he throwing, and now has a little bit of a scouting report as he approaches this at-bat. The 2-0 from Weiss, again up high. And now the 3-0 count to Connor Corvallis here with 2 outs, the bottom of the 4th inning. Pippins lead 4-0. They scored 1 in the bottom of the 1st, 3 in the bottom of the 2nd. Were held scoreless in the 3rd as that pitch just paints the black. Connor Corvallis taking anyways on the 3-0 count, but Weiss definitely got some help from his catcher Tanner Smith on the frame there. That one, no frame will help. Taken low, and Connor Corvallis on base for the 3rd time today. He walks with 2 outs to bring up Donald Saltaban Jr. Saltaban, who had an RBI back in the 1st inning to score the first Pippins run. He is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts, but he's been a tough out so far. He's definitely made it interesting. First pitch off the knee of Donald Saltaban Jr., who didn't even flinch. Connor Corvallis was running on the play, but ends up not mattering as Saltaban reaches first. So Austin Planty, the designated hitter, steps to the plate from the left side. Runners on 1st and 2nd now with 2 outs. Corvallis on 2nd, Saltaban on 1st. Planty was 0 for 1, had a walk back in the 1st inning, did strike out swinging in the 2nd, won't strike out this time. It's a line drive into right field. Corvallis going to test the arm of the right fielder Loveless. The throw comes in up the line. Corvallis will score, but Smith does grab it and throw it over to 3rd base, and they get Saltaban trying to go 1st to 3rd on the play. Regardless, an RBI base hit for Austin Planty, his first hit of the season, and that helps the Pippins add another one. It'll be 5-0 as we head into the 5th inning. For the Knights, it'll be Hageman, King, and Hoskins.
And let Perry.
We'll be back in just a bit. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Dylan Bishop still going strong for the Pippins here. The Knights have turned to a reliever in the 4th inning, but Bishop will start the top of the 5th against the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Knights. It's Hageman, King, and Hoskins. Hageman out of Lynn Benton Community College. Bishop from the stretch delivers the first pitch of the inning, taken for a strike by Hageman. The second pitch taken for a strike just off the outside, or just on the outside corner. And Bishop working quickly again. Ahead 0-2 here in the top of the 5th against Hageman. The 0-2 delivered on the outside corner. Beautifully held by Carpentier. And they ring up Trey Hageman looking. It's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Dylan Bishop. All of them have been looking. Pippins tried to throw around the horn there, but looks like Saltaban Might have lost the ball in the sun there. He's just in the sun a little bit. The shadow's not quite clearing him yet. One out here for Brandon King. Dylan Bishop delivers the first pitch. This one a little too inside, says the umpire, and it's the first ball of the inning for Bishop. The 1-0 fouled straight back to the backstop. Carpentier will get a new ball, and it's now 1-1. King, who struck out looking himself back in the top of the second inning. Here comes the 1-1, grounded over to the left side. Connor Corvallis picks it up over to first. Lajoie stretches out, and the second out of the inning. A close one, as they had to work quickly to get Brandon King out at first there, but they do get him. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Jake Hoskins. First pitch swinging, lines it down the third base line into left field. It is a fair ball. Hoskins now turning to second. He's going to stretch it into a double. Williamson throws into second. It does get caught off. And Jake Hoskins with the first extra base hit of the afternoon or evening for Corvallis. And just the second hit for the Knights all day. Rather, the third hit. So that brings up Jacob Weiss. No relation to the left-hander Sean Weiss, who's now the pitcher of record for the Knights. Weiss pops one over to the right field side. Alex Shanks has to negotiate the shadows a little bit, but does rein it in for the catch. Corvallis threatens again here in the top of the 4th inning, but nothing to it. As 4 batters faced, 3 outs made. Dylan Bishop is through 5 and hasn't given up a run yet. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Williamson, Carpentier, and Shanks for the Pippins. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
Common certainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be on, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Noah Williamson to lead things off against the left-hander. First pitch swinging and missing. First strike, number 1. Flight out to the left fielder, Brandon King, back in the first. Struck out swinging in the third, looking for his first base hit here. Working hard for it as 2 pitches and 2 swings and misses for Williamson. Quickly behind 0-2, the Pippins do lead 5-0 here against Corvallis on opening night. The start of a 3-game set between the Knights and Pippins. Here comes the 0-2 from Weiss. This one fouled off straight back to the backstop. They'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday here on opening weekend. The Pippins get Monday off, and then Tuesday they'll start a 3-game road trip at Bellingham. They'll come back on Friday to host a 3-game set against Ridgefield. The 0-2 from Weiss. Popped up foul into the parking lot behind the stands on the first base side. So still 0-2 count here to Noah Williamson. Tonight, of course, opening day presented by Legends Casino Hotel. Actually, opening day split into two here in Yakima due to capacity limitations. The 0-2 again, they get him swinging up high. Noah Williamson sent down for the third time today, and the first out of the bottom of the fifth inning. First 600 fans today received a souvenir blanket, and we'll have fireworks after the game. Tomorrow night, no fireworks, but they'll give away 400 souvenir blankets as Carpentier starts off with a swinging strike. Michael Carpentier Jr. hit just under 250 at Cal Baptist this year. The 0-1 taken up high for a ball. Done a great job behind the dish for the Pippins here tonight. He's going to see the totality of the action behind the plate for Yakima until some other catchers come into market, as Carpentier fouls one off the glove of Tanner Smith. Now 1-2 count, one out for the left-hander Carpentier. The 1-2 from Weiss, fouled off just over the sunshades behind the stands on the third base side. Shadows almost totally covering the field now at Yakima County Stadium. Just a few peaks of sun on the field. The 1-2 again from Weiss. Carpentier pops one up. It's a bloop fly ball, but is tracked down by the center fielder Travis Bazana. For as light of a hit as it was, Carpentier maybe wishing it was a little bit lighter. If it had been a little more shallow, it was in that awkward spot between center field, left field, and the shortstop. Kind of tough to track down, though Bazana found a way there. So here comes Alex Shanks. First pitch from Weiss, fouled back over the backstop, off the press box. Mad dash for the foul ball as a lucky fan will head home with a game-used baseball here from Yakima Valley. The 0-1 from Weiss. Swung on. Shanks got a piece of it. Looks like it went straight to the glove. So now 0-2 count after the foul tip to Shanks. Attended Gonzaga last year. Will attend next year. Made just one appearance for the Zags. Here comes the 0-2 from Weiss. That one popped up high over to the left field side. Shallow left field, just past the dirt. And brought in by the shortstop, Spencer Scott, for the third out of the inning. So it's the first time today the Pippins go 3 up, 3 down. We're through 5 complete. The Pippins lead 5-0 as we head to the top of the order for Corvallis. Here to lead off the 6th, Dylan Bishop. Still on the mound. We'll be back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Dylan Bishop back out on the hill as Corvallis gets started their third time through the order after 5 innings. We start the top of the 6th. Dylan Bishop with a ball in the dirt for a ball. Tonight's 6th inning is brought to you by the Yakima Herald Republic. As Dylan Bishop sends one in, Loveless hits a high fly ball to center field, almost lost in the sky, but tracking it down is Chase Graves. He almost couldn't believe it himself at the last second. Looked like he had it the whole way through, but at the last second, all of a sudden, seemed to lose it momentarily and just found it in time, so one away for Corvallis. For all the game reports and news about the Pippins, read the Yakima Herald Republic either in print or online. The Yakima Herald Republic, they tell the Pippins stories. So far, the story has been positive for the Pippins. They lead 5-0 here in the top of the 6th. One out as Travis Bazana steps to the plate, takes pitch number 1 for a strike. Second pitch from Bishop. Looks like it was just off the outside corner. 1-1 count to the center fielder. Bishop set, delivers, and that one way outside for ball number 2. 2-1 count to Bazana. I mentioned just a few streaks of sun peeking through as the 3-0 taken for a strike. Bazana lines one into center field. Graves giving chase. It goes off his glove as he was diving. Williamson picks it up, throws it into second, but Bazana in there with a double. Graves just having a lot of excitement out there in center field here tonight, or especially in this 6th inning. Almost came up with that ball after diving. Looked like it might have been in his glove for a moment, but as he hit the ground, popped out. Williamson tried to pick it up and throw out Bazana on his way to second, but it was cut off before it could get there. So here's Tanner Smith, the catcher, who takes pitch number 1 for a strike. Smith, who struck out back in the first, walked in the 4th. Runner on second with 1 out. Runner moving. Carpentier, it's the pitch out. Oh, and they get him easily at third base. Travis Bazana, no match for Michael Carpentier Jr.'s arm, especially on a pitch out. Just a tremendous play. Bazana did not get the scouting report on Carpentier. Shortstop to first base for out number 3. And that retires things here. A fly out to center field, a double by Bazana, who gets caught stealing third. And Tanner Smith grounds out to the third baseman. So 3 up, 3 down, though in unorthodox fashion. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 for the Pippins. Stay with us. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sean Weiss will head back out to face the bottom of this Pippins order. Leading off will be the first baseman, Willie Lajoie. Weiss delivers the first pitch. Taken for a strike by Lajoie. He's had quite the game so far, both offensively and defensively. Pops this one up out of play off the first base side, just goes past the stands into the picnic area down the first base line. And Lajoie behind 0-2 here to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Weiss with the 0-2 goes outside trying to get Lajoie swinging, and he takes it for a ball. Reached on an error back in the second, later came around to score on a pass ball. This one lined hard down the third base line. The Pippins bullpen almost entirely left the bench down there out of self-preservation. Looks like nobody hurt. I think it hit a fence right before it got to them. So it preserves the 1-2 count to the first baseman. Another hard hit ball. This time it stays fair down the third base line all the way to the fence. It rolls underneath the fence and out of play. And Willie Lajoie with a ground rule double, or at least a rule book double, as some like to call it. Did not bounce and go over the fence. That's quite tough to do here at Yakima with 16-foot high walls. But instead, a hard hit line drive, ground ball situation down the third base line. The fence in foul territory on either side doesn't go fully to the ground because they're movable fences to allow vehicles to come onto the field. And so it's skipped along the warning track and underneath the fence. First pitch swinging was Spencer Marenko. And he fouled that one off. Willie Lajoie thought he might have another stolen base on his hands. So here comes the 0-1 to Marenko from Weiss. That one misses high and outside. Marenko lays off. 1-1 count, no outs. Willie Lajoie leads off on second. Not a huge lead. Marenko swings at that one up high. But the defense not paying much attention to Lajoie either. The Pippins lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the sixth inning, presented by the Yakima Herald Republic. 1-2, Marenko fouls that one back off the netting behind home plate. Marenko, who doubled back in the second inning, part of a 3-run inning there, later came around to score. Struck out looking in the fourth to lead off the bottom of the fourth. So here he is in the bottom of the sixth inning, runner on second, no outs. 1-2, taken for a ball that would have hit a left-handed batter. Evens things up, 2-2 count. Sean Weiss on the mound, relieved Jacob Dobmeyer, who gave up 4 runs over 3 innings. Spencer Marenko pops this one up over on the right side. In right field, Ethan Lovelace will make the catch. Lajoie thought about it, got going, but thought better of it and turned around. So Spencer Marenko with the fly out to right field. For the first out of the inning, Lajoie still on second as we head to the top of the order. And it's Chase Graves. Graves, who started off today's contest by reaching after a misplayed ball by the shortstop, later came around to score, then walked back in the second inning and scored. In the fourth, he grounded out to the shortstop. Takes the first pitch there for a ball. Made a number of plays out in the outfield. Some of them easy, some of them not so much. Almost lost one back in the last inning. Managed to make the grab. Almost had a diving catch, but it just skipped out of his glove. Now pops one up deep to right field. And that ball is gone. Chase Graves, have yourself a day. It's a 2-run home run in the bottom of the sixth inning to give the Pippins a 7-0 lead over the Corvallis Knights. And a standing ovation from the fans here in Yakima. What a day for Chase Graves, making plays all over the outfield. He's now scored 3 times. And this one, a home run to the opposite field, straight away right field. So that brings Connor Corvallis to the plate. He takes the first pitch low for a ball. That ball was a shot just short of the water tower beyond the right field wall. This one popped up to center right field. Center fielder ranging over. It's Travis Bazana. He does make the catch with Ethan Lovelace watching. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pippins added 2 on a home run from Chase Graves. That brings Donald Saltabon Jr. to the plate. He was hit by Weiss back in the 4th. First pitch to Saltabon, swung on and fouled off the catcher. Salty, as his teammates call him, hit .361 on the year at YVC. The 0-1 was high, and he manages to get his bat on it. Fouls it deep into the area beyond the right field fair pull. So it's an 0-2 count for Donald Saltabon Jr. The Lewis Clark commit. 0-2 from Weiss, this one outside. Salty lays off that one. Yakima Valley College well represented, especially on the opening day roster, as Saltabon takes ball number 2 high to even the count 2-2. The Yaks ended their season on Sunday as Saltabon hits a deep line drive to left field, does bounce before the warning track. Saltabon on his way to second. Not fielded cleanly by King. Saltabon in with a stand-up double, gets away from the cutoff man, but not far enough. Saltabon fired up with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Pippins looking to add even more to the lead with Austin Planti, the designated hitter, the cleanup hitter in today's contest, stepping to the plate. Planti, not just a power bat, he's also got some speed on the base paths. He has stolen 13 bases in the last 2 seasons. Runs a 60-yard dash, just under 7 seconds. First pitch, a swinging strike to Planti. Here's the 0-1 from Weiss. Checks his swing but makes contact. Seems to be happening a lot here tonight. Planti was 1 for 2, walked back in the first, struck out in the second. A base hit, RBI base hit in the 4th. Saltabon Jr. was thrown out trying to go first to third after Connor Corvallis had crossed the plate. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 0-2 count to Planti. That one off the end of the bat. Enough spin to keep it foul. I think he might have broken his bat on that one. Hit it off the maybe the middle of the bat instead of the outside of it. And it does break his bat. Now he has to go back for another. The West Coast League. One of the things that helps it stand out from the other summer collegiate leagues is it is a wood bat league. Some of these guys have never played with wood bats. Certainly a different experience. Really levels the playing field. So Planti with a fresh bit of lumber. Now Weiss wants a fresh pearly white. So it's an 0-2 count to Planti with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Donald Saltabon Jr. leads off from second base. Pippins leads 7-0. They added 2 off the home run from Chase Graves. Here's the 0-2. Swinging and missing. Caught by Tanner Smith. Saltabon was stealing third. He did get the bag for what it's worth, but after the strikeout, so it will not go into the scorebook. We head to the top of the 7th inning. The Pippins add 2. They now lead 7-0 over Corvallis. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us.
To the top of the 7th inning we go.
You and the activities you love.
Corvallis yet to score a run here in the opening day contest here in Yakima Valley. The sun getting nice and low. It's a beautiful sky. More clouds than there were at first pitch. A nice pink tint to those clouds up there from the light rays that are still peeking out over the horizon. Beautiful backdrop here in Yakima. Beyond the outfield fence. Leading things off for Corvallis is the first baseman, Braden Boisvert. Bishop still on the rubber. That one, a hard ground ball down the third base line, gets past Saltabon Jr. Boisvert rounding first, attempting to turn it into a double, and he will after another weird ricochet off those walls down in the corners. If Williamson had been able to get to it and it not ricochet oddly, perhaps he has a close play at second, but nonetheless, Boisvert on at second to start the top of the 7th inning. Dylan Bishop, the Sela native, who started things off here on opening night, still out there. This one a grounder up the middle, past the diving Corvallis. Boisvert stopped at third, and Chase Graves, as he comes up with it, bobbles it. If Boisvert hadn't been held up at third, he definitely would have scored after the misplay there by Graves, who's been in the middle of a number of plays so far today. So it's runners on the corners with no outs. Might be the most trouble that Dylan Bishop has been in thus far. The first pitch to Trey Hageman, taken for a strike on the outside corner. So it's an 0-1 count. Bishop to Hageman. Hageman, the right-hander. The runner on first is Spencer Scott. He does have some wheels and has a nice big lead. Does not go. Carpentier with the back pick, but Scott back in safely. Pitch was taken for a ball, 1-1 count. Carpentier, it's the second time he's attempted to throw out or pick off Spencer Scott himself. Both times have been close for what it's worth. 1-1 count, runners on the corners here. No outs in the top of the 7th. Pippins lead 7-0. The 1-1 fouled back to the backstop. And Bishop has an opportunity here to earn his first out of the inning. Bishop, who did have one complete game here this season, not here, but at Whitworth University, as the 1-2 taken for a ball off the outside corner. Pitched to a 3.96 ERA over 63 2/3 innings. 41 strikeouts to just 19 walks. This one skied into left field down the line. It's shallow down there, but it does curl foul just enough. A few feet to the right, and that would have been gone. Williamson, who hopped up on the fence to try to rob it. But it was well beyond his reach. So 2-2 count remains the same after the deep, exciting foul ball from Hageman. Wasn't especially deep, but it's only 293 down to the fair poles. So here's the 2-2 again. And taken outside for ball number 3. Full count to Trey Hageman. 7, 8, and 9 behind him. Dylan Bishop trying to work through his 7th scoreless inning here, but he's got a ways to go. Runners on the corners with no out. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed, and he gets Hageman swinging. That's a start. That'll bring up Brandon King, the left fielder. With 1 out here now, runners on the corners. Pippins leads 7-0. Scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second. Were held scoreless in the third. Scored another 1 in the fourth. Nothing in the fifth, and a 2-run home run from Chase Graves in the sixth to give them the 7-0 lead. First pitch to King was taken for a ball as Bishop comes set. Hands about shoulder high. Bounces that one on the grass in front of the plate. Carpentier tried to get a piece of it. It went off of his shoulder and back to the backstop. Carpentier now checking with his pitcher as the first run of the game for the Knights does cross the plate in odd fashion. That pitch might have been 50 feet. I mean, it really hit. If you're not watching the stream, you're just listening. I'm not exaggerating when I say it hit off of the grass in front of home plate, not in the dirt circle. So it's a 2-0 count to King, and he takes the 2-0 for a ball, and it's now 3-0. You have to wonder after that pitch, A, is Dylan Bishop a little rattled by that, and B, is everything okay up there on the mound? Here's the 3-0, runner on second with 1 out. Corvallis scores their first run of the game, and now Dylan Bishop issues a walk. And as expected, here comes Kelly Fitzpatrick, the pitching coach on this Pippins staff, making his first appearance on the night. It's been such a good night so far for Bishop. Fitzpatrick has really just been sitting back and enjoying opening night, as we all have been here at the Orchard. The fans certainly enjoying themselves. Fitzpatrick, part of the coaching staff that was kept entirely intact from YVC this season, comes over to Yakima Valley College, or comes over to Yakima Valley Pippins, rather. So one out, runners on first and second for Jake Hoskins, the second baseman who takes the first pitch for a ball. Brendan Boulevard led off the inning with a double, later came around to score as Hoskins takes strike number 1. Now 1-1 count, 1 out, runners on first and second for Hoskins. Bishop with the 1-1. Swung on and lined into left field. Williamson on it, makes the catch. Gets it in quickly. No chance for advancement for any of the runners here. And 2 away in the top of the 7th. So that brings up Jacob Weiss, the number 9 hitter, also the designated hitter here this evening. Bishop comes set, runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch to Weiss, pulls the string on that one and gets Weiss swinging for strike number 1. Bishop, who showed his first sign of being human, as that one just barely stays inside the first base bag. Lajoie picks it up, flips it over to Bishop, covering the bag. And I can't even finish my anecdote. Dylan Bishop works so quickly. It's time to stretch here at Yakima County Stadium. The Pippins lead 7-1. We'll be back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be on, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting.
Come on. Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Back here at the Orchard, it's another pitching change for the Knights. It's Jake Vargas who will toe the rubber, the third pitcher of the evening for Corvallis. Vargas, who will enter his second season at Cal State Fullerton in the fall. Southern California kid out of West Covina, California. Tanner Smith goes out to talk to him as he finishes up his warm-up pitches. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Pippins lead 7-1. Leading off, it'll be the left fielder, Noah Williamson. No luck tonight as he's 0 for 3 with a flyout and 2 strikeouts. He's been aggressive at the plate so far. We'll see what he does as the first batter to face Jake Vargas. First pitch swinging again. And gets a piece of it, but it's a foul tip for strike number 1. Vargas, the right-hander, deals the 0-1. Williamson gets a piece of this one, and it's his first base hit of the night. A line drive into left field. And now he can breathe as he gets the first one off of his chest. Again, Williamson, who hasn't seen a lot of college action over the last few years. He was a redshirt 2 years ago. Last year, the shortened 2020 season, and then this year transferred late in the season and wasn't able to play that much for Everett. So Williamson leads off at first as Michael Carpentier Jr., the catcher, steps in from the left side. First pitch swinging. Bounces one back, straight back to the backstop. Our first time seeing Williamson on the base paths today. Carpentier 1 for 3 with a base hit back in the third. Takes that one outside for a ball. And Williamson easily over to second as that one got away from Smith. And Smith had no real urgency to get back to the backstop. Didn't get out in front of it to try to block it. Looked like it bounced off of his glove and straight back to the backstop. He kind of turned around and lackadaisically decided, oh, I better pick it up, and Williamson took his bag. So it's the 1-1 to Carpentier. That one lined hard into the stands. Luckily, avoids any fans over there. That one could have really done some damage, but ended up bouncing off the bleachers in the GA section up there, right next to a couple of kids standing against the back wall. So here's the 1-2. A slider. Carpentier gets a piece of it, grounded over to the first base side. Boisvert will pick it up and step on the bag for the first out of the evening, or for the bottom of the 7th, and Williamson now over to third. Alex Shanks to the plate, with Williamson on third. The Pippins lead 7-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out. Vargas, his first inning of work for the Knights, as Shanks thought about it but lays off for ball number 1. Here's the 1-0 from Vargas. Shanks swings, infield playing in. Shortstop picks it up over to home. Tanner Smith makes the tag as Noah Williamson, trying to avoid the tag, ends up sliding into the umpire. And the Knights are able to prevent an 8th run from scoring by the Pippins. So Shanks reaches on a fielder's choice. Williamson thrown out on the 6-2 play. That brings up Willie Lajoie, looking to swing, but does hold off at the last second to take ball number 1 on a pitch up high. So Shanks on first. Lajoie, the 1-0. Takes outside despite the frame from Tanner Smith. It's an interesting choice by the Knights to have the infield play up. It paid off there, but down by 6 as Lajoie takes strike number 1. They've been relatively indifferent to some of the base runners out on the base paths as they've fallen behind here. But it paid off for him as they throw out Williamson at the plate. The 2-1 delivered, taken for a strike on the outside corner. Lajoie now count even, 2-2. Two count, 2 outs. Shanks on first. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Lajoie pops it up deep in the infield behind the second base bag. The shortstop, Spencer Scott, having trouble tracking it down, but does make the catch. And luckily for him, as Shanks was stealing on the play and might have been able to come around to score if there had been a miscue out there. The first pitching change of the night for Yakima Valley. We'll have that for you when we come back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The calm uncertainty.
Enough!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
It's Dan Blanchard who will take the mound for the Pippins here in the top of the 8th inning. Yakima Valley leading Corvallis 7-1 on opening night. For Bishop, it's 7 complete innings of 1-run ball. That run, of course, earned. It was Boisvert who doubled in the top of the 7th inning. Moved over by a base hit from Spencer Scott, and then Boisvert scored on a wild pitch from Bishop that probably spelled the end of his night, regardless of if he hadn't given up the run, as the first pitch to the leadoff batter, Ethan Lovelace, is taken for strike number 1. Started running into some trouble, threw the wild pitch, walked a guy. Lovelace takes strike number 2 on the outside corner, quickly behind to Dan Blanchard of the Pippins. Blanchard, another one of the Yakima Valley College players that have come over to continue their season. Goes off the outside corner, trying to get Lovelace chasing, but he does not, so it's a 1-2 count to start the top of the 8th for Ethan Lovelace. The 1-2 up high, they get him to chase that time. And Dan Blanchard starts his night with a strikeout. Travis Bazana, the center fielder, will step to the plate from the left side against the hard-throwing righty Blanchard. The first pitch lined into left field. It does bounce right in front of Noah Williamson. It was a low line drive. Didn't really have an opportunity to come up on it or even make a diving play. It just got out there so quickly. So it's a base hit for Bazana, who reaches base for the 3rd time this evening. That brings Tanner Smith to the plate, who takes pitch number 1 for a strike. He's taken just about every first pitch for a strike so far in this one and hasn't been happy about any of them. The 0-1 from Blanchard, with Bazana leading off at first, is in there for a strike, and Tanner Smith now behind 0-2 with 1 out in the top of the 8th. Here's the 0-2 from Blanchard outside and misses for ball number 1. Carpentier give a look at Travis Bazana, who was caught stealing back in the 6th, trying to steal third base after reaching on a double. Now Blanchard throws over. Bazana back easily, though he does have to get dirty. Smith with the 1-2 count. Runner on first and 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Corvallis trails 7-1. Smith pops one up over on the first base side. Lajoie never saw it, and it ends up being okay because it goes out of play. His teammates and coaches were telling him it was around him, and he looked up and looked back down and put his arms up in the air. He never saw that ball. To his credit, Spencer Marenko, the second baseman, made it all the way into foul territory just in case, but that ball, like I said, well out of play. Here's the 1-2 again from Dan Blanchard. Outside, Carpentier throws over to first. That one high, and the back pick unsuccessful yet again. So it's a 2-2 count to the catcher, Tanner Smith, who hits out of the 3 spot here tonight for Corvallis. Bazana, the center fielder, on first. The 2-2 from Blanchard. A breaking ball gets Smith looking, and that's strikeout number 2 in the inning for Blanchard. Terrific movement on that pitch. It started well inside, almost as though it was going to hit Tanner Smith, and then broke all the way over the plate for strike number 3. So 2 outs here for Braden Boisvert. He takes strike number 1. He wasn't happy about that first strike call either. Bazana still on first base. Takes a little bit bigger lead. Blanchard throws over, and they get him. A pickoff for Dan Blanchard, who gets all 3 outs himself. A strikeout to start the inning. Gives up a base hit. Strikeout for the second out, and then picks off Travis Bazana, his second time getting thrown out on the base paths here today. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pippins still lead 7-1. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on
back
trade-in
here at
process.
Yakima County Stadium, bottom of the 8th inning. The Pippins up 7-1 on opening night.
Harvest Auto, where we're happy.
Jake Vargas back out for his second inning of work. Spencer Marenko will lead off for the Pippins. It'll be 9-1-2 here in the 8th. Vargas pitching out of the stretch, comes set, and now delivers the first pitch of the inning. Outside ball number 1 to Marenko. The 1-0 from Vargas. Marenko tips that one back into the glove of Tanner Smith. And it's a 1-1 count for the second baseman. Reached on a double back in the second, struck out looking in the fourth, and flied out to Ethan Lovelace, the right fielder, in the 6th. Here in the 8th, now has a 2-1 count after taking a close pitch on the outside corner. Tanner Smith not been getting a lot of help from the home plate umpire in this contest. Certainly they seem to be at odds. They seem to have been at odds just about all night. The 2-1 from Vargas swung on and missed by Marenko, so it's evened up at 2-2. Not just behind the plate, but at the plate as well, as Tanner Smith has visibly disagreed with a few of the home plate umpire's calls. Might be part of the reason that he continues to have a rough situation with the home plate umpire. Marenko swings and misses at strike number 3 to lead off the inning. And we head to the top of the order. It's Chase Graves, who you might remember back in the bottom of the 6th inning added 2 runs to the Pippins lead with a 2-run home run to opposite field. He's a right-handed batter. Hit that one towards the water tower over in right field. So with 1 out, he faces Jake Vargas and takes the first pitch for a ball. That was back against the left-hander Sean Weiss. Weiss gave up 3 runs in his 3 innings. Jacob Dobmeyer, the starter for Corvallis, gave up 4 in 3 innings. Next pitch to Graves, misses way outside, beyond the glove of Tanner Smith. So it's a 2-0 count to the hitter at the top of the order, the center fielder Chase Graves out of the University of the Pacific. A 2-0 from Vargas, breaking ball in the dirt. And Graves exactly where he wants to be now, 3-0 count. Reached base 3 times this evening. Reached on an error in the first, a walk in the second, grounded out in the 4th, but hit that 2-run home run in the 6th. It was his first actual base hit of the afternoon. as he walks here for the second time this evening. So 1 out, Connor Corvallis to bat with Graves on first. Vargas taking his time, getting the signs from Tanner Smith. Corvallis looking in. Vargas throws over to first. Graves back in easily. So the first pitch of the at-bat now coming. On the run is Graves. The pitch taken for a ball outside. The throw down gets away from the shortstop. And Chase Graves with a stolen base here. After walking himself aboard, he can do it with his bat. He can do it on the bases as well. Has come around to score every time he's been on base thus far. We'll see if that trend continues here in the bottom of the 8th. Corvallis with the 1-0 count. That ball in the dirt. Tanner Smith does grab it, though. Smith has been interesting tonight behind the plate. Had a couple of balls get by him. Hasn't gone down to his knees to block a ton of pitches, though usually they've been working out with him picking them out of the dirt like that last one. Here's the 2-0 from Vargas. That one off the outside corner and called a ball by the umpire. As Smith continues to grow frustrated with Jordan Smart. The man in the mask behind him. The 3-0 now to Corvallis with Graves on second, taken for strike number 1. Brings the count to 3-1. Pippins up 7-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Spencer Marenko led things off with a strikeout, but Chase Graves walked and then stole second base. So here's the 3-1 from Vargas. Swung on and lined foul. Way out of play. So now a full count for Connor Corvallis. With 1 out. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing. No, he did not go, says the home plate umpire. They'll check with the field umpire, who agrees with the home plate umpire's call. He didn't have much of a choice, really. He's standing on the third base side of the infield behind the pitcher's mound. And with Corvallis, the right-hander, there's really just no real view of that. It would have had to be a blatant swing in order to get that call out of him. And with that, we'll see a mound visit for Corvallis, as Jake Vargas, in just his second inning of work, now has 2 runners on with 1 out. Donald Saltaban Jr. will step to the plate next when the mound visit reaches its conclusion. Brought in the first run of the evening on a check swing, swinging bunt down the first base line. Nearly reached in the second inning on a high chopper behind the first base bag. The second baseman had to come over and grab it and toss it over to Dobmeyer, the starting pitcher who was covering the bag. Was hit back in the 4th. As Vargas delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. Donald Saltaban Jr. swinging on the first pitch and missing the first pitch. Did reach again back in the second. Sorry, the 6th, rather. 0-1 count to Saltaban. Runners on first and second. Breaking ball on the inside corner, but A little bit of a front door slider, but didn't quite make it all the way back over the plate. So it's ball one to Saltabon, 1-1 count. Chase Graves on second base, Connor Corvallis on first. Saltabon swings at the 1-1 and pops that one out of play behind the grandstands. 1-2 count now to the third baseman. Listed as a utility player. He'll be playing wherever the Pippins need him, especially in the early part of this season. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Vargas. Swung on and lined back to the backstop. Almost cleared the netting over on the first base side, but luckily did catch enough to not endanger any fans back there. Pippins up 7-1. Bottom of the eighth inning, one out. Saltabon at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Inside, taken for a ball. Count is even 2-2. Infield just about normal depth. Middle infielders don't seem to be playing in double play depth. Here's the 2-2 taken for a called strike three. Saltabon had been digging in for the next pitch already when he was rung up by Jordan Smart. Second out of the inning, both of them strikeouts here for Jake Vargas in the bottom of the eighth, so that brings up designated hitter Austin Planty. Two outs here, bottom of the eighth. Pippins up 7-1. Runners on first and second for the big hitting left-hander. First pitch, high and outside. Planty lays off for ball number one. Here's the 1-0 from Vargas, taken low for ball number two. 2-0 count now to Planty. Planty originally from Lake Travis, Texas. Just finished his season at the College of Southern Nevada and will head to Washington State in the fall. The 2-0 swung on and missed for strike number one, 2-1 count. Of course, he'll head to Washington State after spending the summer here in the Yakima Valley. 2-1 count. Runners on first and second. Two outs, bottom of the eighth. Vargas with the pitch. That one fouled back over the press box and into the parking lot here in the fairgrounds. Vargas asks for a new baseball, newer than the one he had just been given following the foul ball. So count is even 2-2 to Austin Planty. Vargas looks in with a runner on second, takes a little longer to get those signs in. Now comes set, hands at the waist. Here's the 2-2. Outside, Planty lays off. Did strike out swinging back in the second. Full count here. We'll see how they go after him. Full count, two outs here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Runners on first and second. Vargas delivers. Inside, ball four, and the bases are loaded with two outs for Noah Williamson. Williamson, who had his first hit of the game back in the seventh inning, moved to second on a pass ball. Was moved over to third by Alex Shanks, fielder's choice. or rather moved over by Michael Carpentier, grounding out to the first baseman, and was thrown out at the plate on an Alex Shanks fielder's choice. Takes the first pitch for a ball off the outside corner. Vargas now comes set, bases loaded, working out of the stretch still. Williamson swings, lines one into left field. It'll bounce off the base of the wall. It'll score one. It'll score two. They're waving around Austin Planty. Here he comes. They won't get him. The throw goes to third. Noah Williamson thrown out at third. The run does score. Austin Planty does cross the plate in time. So it's a 3-run double for Noah Williamson, who gets thrown out at third, trying to stretch it into a triple. And the Pippins now lead 10-1 as we head into the 9th inning. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
Common certainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action. Built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Back at Yakima County Stadium. And Dan Blanchard in to close things out here for the top of the 9th inning. It'll be Braden Boisvert leading things off as they now correct the scoreboard to make it 10-1. It was close, but the home plate umpire did signal that Planty crossed the plate in time as Noah Williamson was tagged out at third. So it was a 3-run double for Noah Williamson to give the Pippins a 10-1 lead heading into the 9th. Blanchard, who came in the 8th, does pitch out of the windup here. First pitch swinging was Boisvert. Popped up high and deep in center field, but caught by Chase Graves for the first out of the inning. So that brings up Spencer Scott with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. First pitch taken for a ball. Does have a pair of base hits in the evening. That one taken right down the middle by Spencer Scott. 1-1 count for the shortstop. The 1-1 delivered. A little bit too far inside, it looks like. Taken for a ball, and it's now 2-1. The 2-1 from Blanchard. Swung on, lined to second base, and grabbed out of the air by Spencer Marenko. The Pippins have been solid defensively so far tonight through 8 2/3. They've even made plays they maybe shouldn't have made, but they definitely made the ones they were supposed to. First pitch taken for a strike by Trey Hageman. Here comes the 0-1 from Blanchard out of the windup. Checks his swing, but called a strike regardless. And Corvallis down to their last strike on opening night as the Pippins one strike away from kicking things off with a bang here. This one popped up out of play behind the grandstands into the parking lot. It'll keep the 0-2 count. Pippins were 3-3 on opening day coming into this contest. Looking to break the 500 record here. The 0-2 from Blanchard swung on and gets Trey Hageman swinging. The Pippins open the season with a 10-1 victory over the four-time defending West Coast League champion Corvallis Knights. It's been a couple years since they won that championship. And the Pippins start the season strong. A terrific performance from Dylan Bishop. 7 innings of one-run ball. And Dan Blanchard comes in to close the door with 2 innings of scoreless work. We'll come back and wrap things up for you in just a few moments. Stay with us. You've been watching Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Back here at Yakima County Stadium to wrap things up, the Pippins walk away from opening night with a 10-1 victory. Fireworks on the way to send the fans home even happier than they already were. A terrific night of offense and great pitching for the Pippins. In the first inning, Chase Graves led things off, reaching on an error by shortstop Spencer Scott. Later came around to score off a check swinging bunt by Donald Saltabon Jr. that didn't even reach the pitcher's mound or the distance of the pitcher's mound as it was down the first base line. That was all for them in the bottom of the first inning. In the second inning, Willie Lajoie reached on an error. Pippins capitalizing on a lot of errors by Corvallis, or rather 3 errors on the night, but capitalizing on all of them nonetheless. Lajoie reached on an error. Spencer Marenko doubles. Chase Graves walks the bases loaded. Connor Corvallis with a base hit to bring them around. Then in the fourth inning, Connor Corvallis walked. Saltabon Jr. hit by a pitch after him. And then Austin Planti with a big base hit to score Connor Corvallis. Donald Saltabon Jr. thrown out trying to go first to third on that play. That made the score 5-0 in the fourth inning. In the sixth inning, they added on to it again. Willie Lajoie reached on a double and brought home by the big bat of, how did you guess it, Chase Graves, the center fielder for the Pippins tonight. 2-run home run in the bottom of the sixth inning. In the top of the seventh, Corvallis got on the board. Braden Boisvert doubled. Was moved to third by a Spencer Scott base hit and then scored on a wild pitch that Dylan Bishop bounced on the grass in front of home plate as fireworks get started here at Yakima County Stadium. For Bishop, it was 7 innings of work, gave up just the 1 run, 4 strikeouts on the night. Dan Blanchard came in to relieve him, pitched the 8th and 9th innings, had 3 strikeouts of his own. They were both scoreless. course, the Pippins did add 3 more in the 8th inning off a 3-run double by Noah Williamson. He got thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple, but the 3 runs scored nonetheless. 10-1, a huge victory for the Pippins here on opening night. They'll look to continue things as they finish out the 3-game set at home against Corvallis. The next game tomorrow. Tyler Frieders looks to get the start for the Pippins in tomorrow night's contest. That will be a 7:05 start, just like tonight. Sunday will be a 6:05 contest. They'll get Monday off and then head on the road to Bellingham on Tuesday. So we'll be back here at Yakima County Stadium tomorrow night. In the meantime, don't forget to keep an eye out for the Cascade Natural Gas post-game show that will be posted on our YouTube page at Pippins Baseball a little later on tonight. I've been Chris Rosado Jr. bringing you all of the action here tonight. A 10-1 victory for the Pippins. You couldn't ask for more. Hey, enjoy the fireworks just like the fans.